So, today is the 30th, and I'm still in the hospital. Um, ta-da. Hospital stuff. So, last time I was lucky enough to be in a room by myself. This time I am lucky enough to be in a room by myself again. I don't know why I don't have, a room where I have to be with a partner exactly, but there were some complications. Complications are very normal for me, unfortunately. But the complications, some of them are normal for phalloplasty. So I am here with my arm having the vacuum seal stuff on it, and it's got like this tube that comes off so that blood and fluid and stuff can go down it. The skin graft underneath, they said takes 5 days to attach full. So I have it vacuum sealed on my arm, and then they sewed on what's called a bolster on the bottom of my phallus, where they stitched stuff on after taking off the BTM, and they took, everything from my thigh for doing these things, which was, the goal. Well, when they were down there, they discovered a fistula, and the fistula came to the surface, is how they discovered it. So I'm gonna have to have another surgery in between the surgery I was expecting 6 to 8 months from now and now. So that's unfortunate, but fistulas are extremely common with phalloplasty. Strictures and fistulas are just unfortunately a thing that happens a lot. A stricture is more like the hairs growing in there or something and causing a blockage, whereas a fistula is more like a little pocket that opens up. And this one went all the way to the surface. Now, they did put skin grafting over it, and they're hoping it will seal itself and not remain open, but it will probably still be a pocket. They said that, they'll fix it in surgery probably with a penis split, which is something that happens to a lot of guys when they have to have surgery on their penis. I have one of my brothers who had to have surgery on a penis before, so I know it's a thing that can happen, and you just got to deal with it. His was more because his urine passage was too narrow. It just over time got more and more narrow. Mine will be because I have this little pocket in there, and they got to go fix it. So there'll be a line on the bottom of my phallus, but there already was a line on the bottom of my phallus because of, having to do the skin grafting the way that they did. So it has to be a little while before the surgery happens because the scar tissue has to soften up some before they can do it. So, yeah. They don't have any portable vacuum machines available at the moment, and so that's part of the reason I'm in the hospital. The fistula isn't actually something I need to stay in the hospital for. I have an appointment for next Friday for them to take the vacuum seal off, for them to, take the bolster off, things like that. But I still have to be in the hospital, not just because of the machine, though. So, because this can be so painful on the thigh and it feels like burning, they decided to give me what's called a block. Never had one before. It's apparently like a big giant block of, almost like in your mouth if you had lidocaine, which, by the way, instead of sticking a tube all the way down my throat, because every time they do that, it starts healing like the next day or the next day after, and I start coughing. So instead they did a shallow thing, since I have good breathing, and the tip of my tongue, like that much of my tongue, still numb, like, completely numb. I have no idea when that numbness will go away. But anyway, so they did that numbness to my thigh, and they told me they were going to do a sensory block, not a motor block, which motor block means it would impede like your motor skills, and sensory just means you won't really be able to feel your thigh. Apparently, that's not what happened.